Right. So, guys, a big, warm welcome. I hope you're having a blessed Sunday. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I put it off last week because I felt that the other training needed to happen there and then. But I'm so happy, honored, blessed, and grateful to be delivering this session titled The Financial Teachings of King Solomon. Now, I want to respect your time by not just starting on time, but by ensuring that I give you value. So hopefully I will be doing just that. So as always, just a quick introduction. Some of you may be new. My name is Des Ame. I'm the director of Ame Finance Academy, the proud director. I'm a life coach, NLT practitioner, financial broker, property expert, former assistant head teacher, and so forth. And I only say that so that you know that you are in good hands. And as always, a quick plug for our funded accounts. Get a 50K funded account. Anyone can get this. This is completely separate from our trading floor program, but it does allow people to have access to 50K. There are some rules attached to that, and you can find all of those using the link that you can see there, amefinance.com/funded account. And one thing that I've noticed is that these are very, very good for people trading price trap. Very, very, very good. So that being said, so guys, the announcement that I put in the group is that next week I will be delivering price trap training, and I'm going to be giving everyone the blueprint, like the microscopic, everything that you need to know in order to make a significant income from price trap. I'm going to be giving you next week, I'm going to be giving you a step-by-step breakdown, no stone left unturned, perfect entry, maximum profits, maximum pips, risk management at its finest. Yeah, master this and you will leave your 9 to 5. Guys, I'm not playing games. Okay, I'm not playing games. I was fired out. I met up with Shishel last week, and then we did a little bit of training. Then I started taking it to the next level, and then I've developed something that's quite powerful. So alongside the leaders like Bryony, Richard, David, Kofi, all of these gurus, when it comes to price trap, I've kind of culminated all of that, and I'm going to be bringing some fire next week, guys. Trust me. After this, you're going to know price trap intimately. Who'd like to know price trap intimately? Like intimately, like you know it inside out. That's how I want to leave you on Sunday. On Sunday, I want you to leave feeling so confident. That's what it is with price trap. It's a confidence thing. I want to leave you feeling so confident that you're like, I can't wait for the next alert to come out that Christopher Derrick's dropped, because you're going to be making some money. And just to put it into context, guys, some of you know that we've launched this trading floor. And by the way, the trading floor is so formal now. Like we've the guys have signed their contracts. They've got their own space. They've even got guys an in-house counselor. So we all know that trading is 90% mindset. So we've got an in-house counselor, so everyone gets to speak to the counselor for 1 hour a week. That's how serious we're taking this trading floor. Oh, and by the way, they've all grown their accounts by 60% or something like that. It's crazy. Last week, I think they all made over £4,000 each. They're gonna shoot me, but they're gonna say that it was more than that. David's gonna say it was more. David always corrects me when I say how much he's made. He always tells me it's more than that. I like to be conservative. They made over £4,000 in 1 week. Guys, this is powerful. And guys, I want everyone to have this knowledge. So guys, if you're fired up about next week's training, give me a 1 in the chat box, guys. Let's make it happen. I'm going to give you fire. Guys, next week is going to be absolutely incredible. But I'll get sidetracked already. This is where I go wrong. With timekeeping. I get fired up and then, okay, I'm going to blame Lady Abundance. It's her fault. Okay, right. So why this training? Okay, I see all the ones. I see you guys. Guys, I'm fired up because I know the impact that training is going to have on so many people's lives. That's why I'm fired up. But why this training? So guys, I think we can all accept that we're not going to finish at 9:30, but we're going to finish as close to 9:30 as possible. It's probably going to be at 9:40. Okay, but here we go. Why this training? So first of all, you remember that I did ECC 11 training a few weeks back. And I was kind of blown away when I was kind of doing my research into ECC 11. I was kind of blown away as to how, the Bible had these kind of verses. Now, I'm a Christian. I'm not as hardcore as maybe I should be. Grew up in a Christian household, fell away, came back. Go from time to time. That I'm kind of still searching, but You know how it is. But I'm getting closer to God every single day. But this is not a Bible bashing type webinar or anything like that. There are some good financial principles in the Bible, and that's what I want to be sharing with you today, because these are things that will just stand the test of time. Now, it was going through, I still have my Christian values. It was going through that training with ECS11. I was like, wow, there's some gems. Then I just started to become obsessed with King Solomon. I was like, wow, this guy is serious. Now, here's the thing about King Solomon. He's regarded as the richest man that ever lived, relatively speaking. And what I mean by that is, if you was to compare, like, if obviously, we wouldn't have the billions that Warren Buffett has, but if you was to compare like for like, he'd be regarded as the richest man that ever lived. So if you compare his wealth to the other people's wealth, relatively speaking, he would be regarded now as the richest man that ever lived. He was known as being extremely knowledgeable, so intelligent and so wise. I became obsessed with this guy. I started reading around him. I started watching stuff. When I get into something, I'll go deep. And I started to realize that I was getting so much knowledge and so much value that I had to share it. It was just dropped into my spirit that everyone needs to hear this. And some of this stuff you'll probably know already, but it will act as a refresher. It will act as a refresher. And that's what this is all about. So people used to flock to him from far and wide, bearing gifts just to get his nuggets, just to get his nuggets. They would come from, imagine traveling from London all the way to Australia to see one person because their nuggets were so valuable. This is the kind of man that we're going to be learning from today. So who's fired up? Give me a 2 if you are fired up to get the teachings from King Solomon, the richest man that ever lived. So wise, so valuable. People used to travel far and wide. I know I'd like to learn from someone like that. So I'm so fired up. So what I've done is I've produced, oh wow, I see the 2s. I see those 2s. So what I've done is I've produced like a top 10, like 10 nuggets. 10 nuggets. That's why I want to keep this really concise. I want to talk to you like we're just talking in my front room. This is how I want it to be. Just us having a little discussion. We're in my front room and we're chilled. So guys, the richest man that ever lived, so wise, so valuable, people used to flock to him. This is who we're going to be learning from. Top 10. No, in no particular order, by the way. In no particular order. So, number 1, guys, I wanted to start with the obvious one because we all know this one. Diversify. And guys, remember, note takers are the money makers. So I hope that you're taking notes. Okay. Number 1, diversify. Now, I wanted to start with the kind of the obvious one because it's something that we all know through just being in this space. We all know that you can't rely on one stream of income. So diversify. Have multiple streams of income. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 2, invest in 7 ventures. Yes, 8. But here's the bit we don't often talk about. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. So, you don't know what disasters you're going to face. Now, here's a little insight that I don't often share with people is I talk a lot about my story, and some of you probably get bored about hearing my story. But trust me when I say there are things in my story that I leave out on purpose. Things that I will say when I give my chairman speech. But just to give you a little insight, there was a time when will you be sending the slides? Yes, I'll send the slides, but still take notes. The reason why I still actually take notes is because when you make notes, it goes deeper into your long-term memory. So still make notes, but I will be sending out slides. So I remember there was a time when I was working in my first school, I got hit with like the most coincidental disaster. It was unbelievable. It was one of those random occurrences that was just completely beyond my control, and it meant that I had to walk away from that job. And by doing so, it left me in a really vulnerable position because I only had teaching as my income. That's all I had. And I was the main breadwinner as well. So imagine being in that scenario where you feel like you've got a safe job and then it's gone. And now you're down to no income. So talking from personal experience, it's so important that you don't rely on just one income stream. Never rely on one income stream. Now we're all in this space. So the majority of us at least have trading as another income. Okay. David said he's been there too. Okay. And feel free to, share your experiences and stuff. But just from personal experience, I was so vulnerable in that situation. So vulnerable. So never, ever rely. And it's so reassuring to know that this goes all the way back to the Bible. And whether you're a Christian or not, whether you believe in the Bible or not, this was written way back in the day. So this has stood the test of time, that someone way back in the day said it was important to have multiple streams of income. You cannot just rely on one. If anyone's ever been in that situation, you will know how vulnerable it is to be. So if you've got another source, whether it's rental income, whether it's shares, whether it's whatever that income source is, it's so important to have more than one income stream. Okay, we're off to a good start. Second one, and I'm starting with the obvious ones, okay, is grab hold of opportunities. Now, I'm probably speaking to the choir, excuse the pun. I'm probably speaking to the choir because we're all in this space. So we all know the importance of this. But I think it's worth talking about anyway, because a lot of the stuff I'm going to be telling you today are going to be stuff that you will want to tell other people. Some of these teachings, I'm telling you, maybe not for you, but for you to teach other people. But it's so important that we grab hold of opportunities. Have a look at this Bible verse. Let me move all these little windows. He who watches the wind will not sow, and he who looks at the clouds will not reap. Ecclesiastes 11, chapter 11, verse 4. Wow. You know, there's so many people, they just watch the wind, or they just look at the clouds. Sometimes God calls us to do things and he opens doors. But guys, guess what? We have to go through it. We have to go through it. Do you know how many people message me and they're like, I want to find out more about this trading thing. They're so enthusiastic. You're like, oh, wow, they're so enthusiastic. That's really powerful. And then you give them all the information and then you just don't hear from them again. And you know what it is? It's like sometimes, and this probably goes for you, it goes for people that you're prospecting. Sometimes there's the person, and then there's the line of abundance or opportunity, and they just stand at that line and they're afraid to cross that line. It's like fear. Fear is stopping them. So on the other side of the line is abundance. But there's something stopping them from just crossing that line. And it's fear. It's fear. Fear is stopping them. A lot of people sign up and a lot of people just get stuck. They get all the information and they're just stuck. So God calls us to do it. He opens doors. Here's the opportunity. We just have to go through the door. We just have to take action. But there's fear. So the reason why I say this is because when you're prospecting, I want you to say that to people. I want you to actively say, especially when they don't get back to you, just say to them, look, what you're going through right now is fear. You've got all the information. You've got God, or however you want to phrase it, giving you an opportunity. You're standing at the line and something is stopping you from crossing that line. And it's fear. And I think if you break it down to your prospects like that, it will help them to get over that fear, because now you've called them out, you've called it out because they didn't know it was fear. So now you're helping them to see that it's fear. Natalie, yes, potential trading beast. I know, just sit and look at the opportunity. It's so frustrating, especially when these people would be so good at the opportunity. But guys, it's just fear. Kofi, one of our top traders, I've said it so many times, it took him 14 times to get on board. It was fear. Kofi's such a safe and secure person. Do you know how safe and secure Kofi is? He only does things if it's 100% guaranteed. So for him to even come into this space was a miracle. So when I saw him, when he posted that letter of his resignation, I was like, wow, is that Kofi? I just got off the phone to my brother, because Kofi is actually my brother's friend from school. And I was telling him that Kofi's resigned to come and work for us full time. And he was like, Kofi, are you sure? Fear. But we have to so that's the reason I want to share that with you guys, so you can help people to get over that fear. Number 3, be a lifelong learner. Oh, by the way, there's so many quotes, Bible quotes on these different areas, but I've just picked one to keep this concise. I could have picked about 5 or 6 on each topic, but I just wanted to pick the best one for each different heading, but there are so many more. So this one, be a lifelong learner. And this is something that I learned as a school teacher. Cry out for insight and ask for understanding. Search them as you would silver. Seek them like hidden treasures. We seek money, don't we? We're so happy to seek money. If I was to do a webinar now and say the financial secrets of money, so many people will join the webinar. If I was to say the financial secrets of knowledge or how to get knowledge, probably not as many, apart from the wise. We seek money, whereas we should be seeking knowledge and understanding. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, he said that one of the reasons why he was able to become a multi-billionaire was because he invested in himself. Why don't we seek knowledge and understanding as much as we seek money. You know, King Solomon had everything. He had everything, but he valued, I should say. Okay, yeah. He had everything, but he values knowledge over the everything, the money. He values knowledge more. So don't just seek money, seek knowledge, seek understanding, seek to better yourself. You know, Shachel's constantly like bombarding me with like, you know, she's always going to these like kind of like workshops and seminars and property things. And whenever she sees one, she always sends it to me either to go or to, you know, validate it, you know. So that's something I admire about her. She's always trying to improve herself and always try and get knowledge, guys. Cry out for insight and understanding. Be a lifelong learner. Never stop learning. Do you think that learning stopped when you left school? Did you throw your cap and gown in the air and said, I've finished learning. It's done. Guys, you know, when you left school, that was just the start. That was just the start. Like the real learning, you just checked in and you just enrolled into the School of Hard Knocks. who is a member of the School of Hard Knocks? Because I'm like in the, you know, the extension class, the one that never graduates. Guys, you never stop learning. It didn't stop when you left school. It just started. It just started. You should always be sharpening the saw. Okay, number 4. Advice given is only as good as the advisor. Advice given is only as good as the advisor. And I want to talk about this from 2 angles. The first angle is to seek advice, because a lot of people don't even seek advice. They think that they know best, and we don't. We're not expert at all things. So have a look at this one. This quote, these windows. Fools think their own way is right, but the wise listen to others. Powerful. Proverbs 12:15. Guys, like we're not experts in all things, so we have to seek advice in areas that we don't. Do you know how many people I know? As a mortgage broker, do you know how many people I know that will try and get a mortgage on their own? Like they just like, I'm gonna go on moneysupermarket.com and I'm just gonna find a mortgage. More for you. Someone who tries to get a mortgage and doesn't use an advisor, like we've got Teresa on the call. Teresa's our resident mortgage advisor. So a little plug for her. Get in touch with her for your mortgage needs. But I'm not saying it for that. Guys, think about it logically. You're about to make one of the biggest purchases of your life. And you're going to just try and do it yourself. Do you know what people do? They go to their bank and their bank says no. And then they just lick their wounds and they never try and get a mortgage again. Or they go to their bank and their bank says yes. And now they're paying an extra £200-300 more than they needed to, because if they had an advisor that kind of searched the market, they would have been able to save £200-300. So that's why do you know how many people don't manage wealth properly? Because they haven't sought the advice of a financial advisor who's able to show them how to manage their money, how to put it in their estate, how to protect it, how to get their dependents, their children, to avoid paying inheritance tax. You don't know about inheritance tax, so why don't you get an advisor who's going to advise you properly so that your children don't have to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds in inheritance tax? So I'm just talking about finance because that's my thing, but I'm talking about all areas. Always seek advice where you're not the expert. That's so important. These are the financial teachings of King Solomon. But also, there's a double edge to this. So yes, seek advice, but be careful who you listen to. Be careful who you listen to, because it's not everyone is your advisor. Not everyone is your advisor. So here's what's going to happen, guys. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to go and talk to someone about joining Amen Finance Academy. And guess what? They're going to be all fired up. They're going to be like, my life's going to change. I'm going to learn price chart. I'm going to leave my 9 to 5. I'm so fired up. I'm so fired up. And then they're going to go home and they're going to go and talk to, you know, Fred, their friend from school. And Fred from school is going to say, what? You're going to join who? What? That scam, that pyramid, that all of this ill-advised stuff. You're gonna do what? And then now, you know, your prospects now had the wind taken out of their sail, and that's it. That's it. That's their whole hopes and dreams crushed. They've just gone and placed their financial future at the doorstep of someone who's not even qualified to give that advice. So how do you manage that? How do you manage that? Well, you can say that to them, that look, you're fired up right now. you're fired up right now, but this is what some ill-advised people go and do. They go and talk to people who are not qualified to give the right advice on such matters. They've never traded before, yet they're quick to say it doesn't work. They were in a network marketing thing in the 1980s. They didn't put any effort in. They didn't follow any of the training. So they made no money. So now all network marketing things are a scam because they did this thing in the 80s and they didn't follow any of the training. They made zero effort. So it's a scam. That's who's advising your prospect. So you have to be aware of this, guys. Happened to me so many times. Happened to so many people who I spoke to about this, but someone else thinks they know more. It's so true. You know, so this is what we're dealing with. So I'm trying to equip you at the same time of how to combat these things. David Imiote always asks, who are you listening to, including yourself? Who are you listening to? Such a good question. So be careful who you listen to, but also be careful who your prospects are listening to. But at the same time, do listen to advisors. So advisors need to have wisdom, they need to have knowledge, and they need to have credibility. Even our parents, you know, look at young Oscar. Oscar is making power moves, sometimes, against his parents' advice. Now, this is a tricky one because the Bible also talks about, respecting your parents, honor thy mother and thy father. So it's, so at the risk of it sounding contradictory, but sometimes our parents are not not qualified to speak on certain matters. So you have to that's a tricky one to manage. I'm not going to lie to you. Because on one hand, you need to respect your parents, but on the other hand, you're getting advice from someone who is not, probably in the best situation. Imagine getting mortgage advice from your parent and your parents have not got the right qualifications. So manage that one as you will. Number 5. Read that first after what needs to be done needs to be done. Okay, number 5, debt. Ooh, debt. This one's going to touch a lot of people. Debt. So I've been in debt. Hands up if you've been in debt. I've been in debt. I remember having 30K's worth of credit card debt. Beat that. so no one. Okay, Simon's raised his hand. Guys, debt. Some people are reversing out of it. I've been there. Got the T-shirt. That feeling when you're telling everyone you're only trading to pay for the LPC. Sorry, forget. Sure, I'm not down with all these lingos and stuff. What's the LPC again? Tell me what LPC is. I'm making myself sound foolish here. Okay, I'll need to stop reading the comments and concentrate. I'll probably read these comments after. Okay, right. So, debt, guys. And again, this is not to make anyone feel bad or to feel like their situation is horrible, but I do need to say this. So, just as the rich rule over the poor, so the borrower is servant or a slave to the lender. That's hard to hear sometimes. Whether it's the bank, whether it's your friend, whether it's your boss, wherever you've borrowed money from, you're giving them power. So here's the reality. The reality is, that if sometimes things do have to go on a credit card and sometimes you do have to get a loan. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying do it carefully. Do it carefully. And where you can, don't do it at all. Payday loans, avoid like the plague. Avoid them like the plague, guys. Now if you're doing what you have to do to get through a situation, manage it. But don't do it in excess. Some people get addicted to it and they'll get a loan after a loan after a loan after a loan. Somebody I met last week, I won't mention their name, told me they got a loan, but it had to be done. It just had to be done. It's better than the alternative sometimes. So I get it. I'm not here to beat on anyone, but it's just that what King Solomon's saying is that you have to be very careful with it. It should be the absolute last resort. So don't agree to pay another person's, so I have to move these windows, to pay another person's debt or put up security for someone else. Don't agree to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for someone else. If you can't pay it, even your bed will be snatched from under you. We all know we live in a time of debt collectors. I remember a good friend of mine ringing me, it's a true story, ringing me because the program Don't Pay, Take It Away was outside their house. And they were calling me for emergency help. So yes, things will be repossessed. So you have to be able to, if you are going to, make something a security, then do it from a good place and not recklessly. Let's not be reckless with debt. Let's not be reckless with debt. That's the point that's being made here. Let's not be reckless with debt. 6, I want to talk a little bit about greed. Greed. King Solomon spoke about greed. Who's been greedy before? Whilst trading. Who's been greedy whilst trading? I know I have. Who's been greedy? Come on, guys, let's be honest. Who's been greedy whilst trading? So the day we moved into One Canada Square, the day before, like we made, I think Brian and I made about 4,000. I think Brian is on a call. We made about £4,000 the day before. So I was gassed. We were using the strategy, and I was just gassed over how much money we made. So I was like, you know what? Ooh. Let me just manage that. And okay, good. I was just gassed over it. So what I did was I increased my lot size for no reason. There was no risk management. I just said, you know what? We made 4,000. So they all laugh at me because when we start making money, I start getting my calculator out, and then I start like calculating my life. Like, oh man. So if I did this and I did that, and I was to do it over 4 days a week, over 48 weeks in them. Oh wow! And I start getting excited. So then I increased my lot size and no risk management, and I lost £11,000 in one day. So that was a bad day in the office. Yeah, that was a bad day. A very bad day. Greed, just greed. Why didn't I if I just stuck to my risk management, the loss wouldn't have been as bad, and it would have been all good. If they say only risk 3% of your account. If you risk 3% of your account and use the right risk to reward ratio, you should never, ever, ever blow an account. We have on the trading floor, we use good risk management. So here we go. Such is the fate of all who are greedy. Such is the fate of all who are greedy for money. It robs them of life. So true. Proverbs 1:19. Greed brings grief to the whole family. Proverbs 15:27. Greedy people try to get rich quick, but don't realize they're heading for poverty. Don't be greedy. So this one I'm going to apply to trading. Okay? Do not be greedy, guys. Once you have rules, stick to your rules and don't deviate. Just because you've had a good day today doesn't mean you're going to increase your lot size and go for the jugular. I want to recommend a book called Trading by Faith. It's about a Christian who lost loads of money trading and then, managed to turn it around. Trading by Faith. Trading by Faith. I can't remember the guy's name. Apologies. But if you just type Trading by Faith, I'm sure it will come up in a Google search. Greed, guys, greed. It can take over and ruin your whole life. Don't compare yourself to others. Do you know we do that a lot? We compare ourselves to others, don't we? We compare ourselves to others. We see other people, not just in trading, and we're like, okay. You see someone driving a nice car, and you're like, I need to get that. Don't do that. Neighbors do that. What's the phrase? What's the phrase about neighbors? Keeping up with the Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses. We don't need to do that. Just stay in your lane. I have to stay in my lane. There's some people, I look at some things, I'm like, oh man, I want that. I was driving through, I was going to a course, I was driving through Manor Road in Chigwell, and I was like, oh man, I need to have one of these houses. But then I was like, you know what? Stay in my lane. I'm happy my house. My house is nice. Let me just stay in my lane. By Rob Booker, Trading by Faith. Yes, Rob Booker. Great book. And it's not a long read as well. It's not a long read. I think I read it in one night. I think I read it in 1 or 2 nights. It's so quick. Guys, stay in your lane. Don't compare yourself to others. All in good time. We don't need get rich quick schemes. We're the tortoise, not the hare. Who won the race? The tortoise. The tortoise. So here's the phrase, guys. We are farmers, not hunters. We're farmers, not hunters. I remember, quick anecdote. I remember when we did that. Remember when we did that big MA Finance Academy event at David Game. It was the last one that I did with the whole team. So it was Nicky's team, Brian's team, Philip's team. It was the big one. We packed out David Game. There wasn't one seat left in the 220 seat venue theatre, the big theatre. And I remember after that event being a bit disappointed because I didn't see any sign-ups in my back office. I checked my back office and there weren't many sign-ups. And I remember like having a bit of a mini tantrum. Who did I have that tantrum to? I had it to someone. And I was like, I spent all this money on the event. There's no sign-ups. What's going on? Like, what's the point? I'm not doing another event. I threw my toys at the pram, guys. I threw my toys at the pram. It was Briny. I threw my toys at the pram. I was like, nah, this event, this just sucks. Like, I was just, and then like about 2 or 3 weeks later, sign up. And it hit me like a ton of bricks that sometimes with prospecting, you're farming. You're just planting seeds. Like it's people's first exposure. They'll probably come onto a Zoom call later and they'll sign at the end of the month. Who knows? But you're just harvesting the crops and there'll be, you're going to reap the rewards later. So even with trading, you're learning. Like, do you know how many people join? Do you know how many people they join AMA Finance Academy and because they're not a millionaire in their second week, they want to leave? Has anyone met someone like that? Because they're not rich in their second week, they want to leave. They just want to leave. Like, you know what? This is a scam. I'm not a millionaire, and it's week 2. This is a scam. I knew it was a scam. Guys, relax. You're learning something that's going to pay you for the rest of your life. Relax. Relax. It's coming. We're going to be 6-figure traders. It's coming. Guys, I didn't start becoming really profitable until like month 8. But you guys, you're going to do it quicker because you're now able to learn from all my mistakes. So when I give you that price trap training next week, you're going to be on fire. It's about consistency and stickability, endurance. You're going to fail. You're going to pick yourself back up. But guess what? You're going to get to this place where I am now. I'm a profitable trader. I make money week on week on week. So does David. David is I'm only just mentioning people I can see. David is a consistent trader. He makes money week on week. He's perfected a skill. So we are farmers in team building and we are farmers with trading as well. Okay, number 7. What's the time? Am I doing good? I think I'm doing all right. Be a giver. So Proverbs 11:24. Give freely and become more wealthy. Be stingy and lose everything. Who's stingy? Come on, give me a 3 in the chat box if you're stingy. Who are the stingy people? Where are you at? Come on, who's stingy? No 3. Nobody wants to admit to that one. Simon. Ozibuki. Couple of stingy people. Okay, so are we changing? It's one thing to know you're stingy, but are you changing now? Are you going to change? The 2 guys that said they're stingy, and they were honest, by the way. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. The two that said they're stingy, but it's about changing. Okay, we have to give freely. It's not just about paying tithe. It's about helping others less fortunate. It's about giving our time. I see April Lee come into the office doing training with people late into the night. I don't know who's putting her child to bed, probably grandma, daddy, whoever, but she's giving up her time. She's, what she's investing in her team, she will reap. So be a giver. Giver's gain. I'm part of a company. I'm part of an organization called BNI, the Business Network International, and their whole philosophy is giver's gain. We give referrals to each other. So I spend the whole week giving referrals to them, and then they give referrals to me. Giver's gain. What you give out, you get back. It's the laws of the universe. It's the laws of the universe. No, it's me. Sacrifice for a long time. Yeah, I said it. I did say fully. What? Even if you don't believe in the Bible, you probably believe in the universe, and it's the laws of the universe. It's the laws of God that what you give out, you get back. You reap what you sow. Okay, help others, and you. Okay, who's down for that? Give me a 4 if you're down for being a giver. Okay, being a giver, and in order to receive. The more you give, the more you receive. Okay, the more that you pump into your team in terms of training, the more that you receive. Okay, start training other people. Wow, a lot of givers, guys. Honestly, I believe in that so much. Just give. Who's on the call? Who's on the call? A lot of people that remember when I made my New Year's resolution. There's a lot of Teresa's on the call, Brian is on the call. I said to a lot of people, and the reason why I say things to people that what I'm going to do is so that I can hold myself to account. So I said to a lot of people going into the new year that one of my New Year's resolution was to just give value. Just give value. Give value. And then, you know, and then I know things will come back the other way. So part of me doing that Facebook Live, over 800 views, by the way, that Facebook Live was, I just wanted to give value. I didn't talk about trading in any great depth. I just wanted to give value. So 800 people have now seen that. 800 people are probably going to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They're probably going to, you know, develop ways to create passive income. Just value. And you did that at yesterday's event. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, absolutely. April and I was at an event yesterday. And, you know, they gave me 20 minutes. I could have spoke about trading for 20 minutes. I could have said about I didn't even say join my academy. I didn't even mention 225. I just said, I'm going to give you value for 20 minutes. Then I went to another event. That was it. You know, value, just give value. Okay, hey. This one's going to hurt. Hard work is important. Let me read this one out to you guys. So there's a few verses from Proverbs. So everything King Solomon is in Proverbs and is in Ecclesiastics. And there's also a song of King Solomon as well. But anyway, here we go. Take a lesson from the ants. Guys, do you know you can learn so much from the ants? Do you know how powerful ants are? Like, I became obsessed with ants at one point, you know? Like, I became so obsessed, I studied ants. I'm going to let me not get sidetracked because I could talk to you about ants for an hour. I might do a whole Zoom call. You know what? I'm going to do a whole Zoom call on ants. Can someone remind me? Because I'm going to do a whole Zoom call and it's going to be called The Lessons of the Ants. And I promise you, I could talk for a whole hour. So take a lesson from the ants. You lazy bones. That's not me saying it, by the way. It's King Solomon. So let me just read this verbatim. Take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer, gathering food for the winter. But you lazy bones, how long will you sleep? Who's that applying to? Sleeping too long. When will you wake up? A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. Wow. Teta says it attacks every time. Guys, we're all guilty. We don't work hard enough. Could you be working hard enough on your trading plan? Could you be prospecting a little bit more? Could you be doing a bit more self-education? Yeah, I'll share the recording. Absolutely. I just got that private message. Guys, hard work is important. We need to work hard. We need to hold ourselves to account. Create a schedule. You know, schedule success. I want you to write that down. Schedule success. Success doesn't just happen. You have to schedule it. So I know between 2 and 4, I'm going to be doing X. Schedule your success. Work hard. Work hard, guys. Hard work is important. It's so important. You have to work hard. Trading, again, people just think it's going to drop into their laps. Do you know how hard Bryony Benders had to work to get to where she is trading-wise? How many, failures, and she has to get back up and dust herself down. You have to work hard. It's not just going to fall in. But here's the thing, guys. Guys, some of you probably see me. I work hard, but I could work harder. I work hard, but I could work harder. Simon, I'm glad Simon's on the call. He's the security guard at One Canada Square. What time do you see me leaving when you're on your late shifts? What time do you see me leaving? He sees me leaving and he's looking at me like I'm a madman. Now, I'm not saying that everyone has to work to the early hours, but what I'm saying is that I know, and a lot of people are like, what about your kids? And, you don't get to see your kids and da-da-da. And I get that. And of course, it hurts me when I get home and my kids are sleeping, and I wake up and I'll meet Latoya or Shishel early in the morning for a session at like crazy o'clock. You know, what day was it when I did the Facebook Live? After the Facebook Live, I was on the phone to Harry doing 3 back-to-back freeway calls. Then I went home, slept for about 3 hours, and then on Friday morning, I had an early morning BNI meeting at Stratford, 6. I think I put it on my story. 6 a.m. I was in my meeting, working hard. But here's the thing, guys. I'm working hard now so I can enjoy it later. I'm working hard now so I can enjoy it later. I'm going to be having some mad crazy time with my family soon. But I'm working hard now so I can enjoy it later. You know, we met up with the traders on Friday. The traders signed their contracts. And I was telling the traders that, listen, you know, it's going to be a bit crazy at the moment, but you're going to get your time back. You're going to get your time back. You're going to get your time back. So guys, old school, just put in the hours. Guys, team building. Those of you that are team building, how much work do you actually put into it? How many people did you prospect today for tomorrow's Zoom call? How many people did you prospect? You know, you've all been on the training, the chairman blueprint, leadership calls, but then how many of you probably don't put it into action? Guys, we're about to hit ranks. We're about to hit ranks. You know, some of you are going to be earning 50K a month from the team building side, and it's going to be through all of your hard work. When you see people hit ranks, know that hard work's gone into it, guys. Hard work's gone into it. Hard work has gone into it, so you've got to put in the time. Okay, 9. But at the same time, work smart. So 9, remember, this is not me talking. This is King Solomon. This is King Solomon. Ecclesiastes 10:10. What does this say? King Solomon. Using a dull axe requires great strength. So sharpen the blade. Some of us are just using a blunt axe. What's the point? So don't just work for the sake of working. Work smart. Some people will just work for the sake of working. Some people will get a second job. You know, they're exchanging time for money. And again, I get everyone's hustle. I always respect people's hustle, but you don't know what you don't know. So if you know someone in your family who has 2 jobs, why not introduce them to this opportunity where they can start to make more passive money, make money whilst they sleep? Using a dull axe requires great strength. So sharpen the blade. That's the value of wisdom. It helps you succeed. Work smart, not hard. Work smart, not hard. Okay? We have to find ways to work smart. Working hard, but smart. Working hard, but smart. The 2 things can coexist. Okay. And 9 is, oh, did I say 9 already? Let's go back. Okay, that should say 10. Apologies, that should say 10. So 10 is the importance of rest. 10 is the importance of rest. I should say 10. Oh. 10 is the importance of rest. Okay, yes, it's important to work hard. Yes, it's important to work smart, but you have to find time to rest. So Ecclesiastes 3:3, a time to kill and a time to heal. You have to rest and recuperate. When we met with the traders, they were shocked. When we met with the traders and we said to them that we're going to pay for their holidays. We're going to send them on holiday. We're going to pay for the in-house traders. We're going to pay for their holidays. They were shocked. Their mouths dropped. Who's on the call? David's still on the call. Their mouths dropped. We said, yeah, we're just going to send you out. You and your family, go and enjoy it. Here's a first-class trip to whatever. You know, some people, I closed my chat box. Yeah, David's there, yeah. Did we not say that to you, David? We're going to send them on holiday. Rest and recoup. Do you know how, guys, these traders are going to be making so much money. So yes, they need a psychologist, they need a counselor, but yeah, they need to go on holiday too. So we're just going to pay for them to go on holiday. Go and enjoy yourself with your family. Go and relax. Your mind needs to be right. Then come back and crush the market. So we need to rest. We need to recuperate. We need to take breaks. We need to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We didn't sleep on Wednesday watching it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they didn't sleep on Wednesday watching the trade. So they need to rest as well. They need to rest as well. So guys, if you got some wisdom and some nuggets from King Solomon, I want you to put put some flames or a 5 or put anything you like in the chat box. If King Solomon has given you some nuggets, because he fired me up, guys. If you got some nuggets, if you got some wisdom, if you got some knowledge from King Solomon, the richest man that ever lived, wise beyond words. People used to flock to him, the son of David. But even he had to humble himself to listen to his father as well, who was also, very wise. King Solomon, guys. So, guys, I hope that you put this into practice. I hope that you go forward and teach other people. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, next week is I'm going to go in next week. Next week, you're going to learn price trap step by step, leaving no stone unturned. It's going to be all good. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate all the flames and everything. Hope it's been of some value. I'm going to drop the schedule for next week. I think I'm going to drop it early. I think I might just drop it tonight. No, I'm going to drop it tomorrow, as always. I want to be consistent. With that. So, so next week's going to be the same time. I just saw your message. Next week's going to be the same time. By the way, is 9 a good time? Is 9 a good time for these sessions? If not, let me know. Is 9 a good time? So I'm trying to schedule it for, people put their kids to bed, people have chilled. Okay, yeah, 9's great. Okay, 9's great. And also, guys, yeah, this is recorded. Also, if you have any training needs, let me know or let your upline know. Let your leader know if you have any training needs. So if you're like, hey, I'd really like training on Fibonacci. I'd really. So if you've got any training needs, let your upline know or let me know so we cater to your needs. We serve you. We're servant leaders. That's another principle of the Bible, to be a servant leader. Jesus was a servant leader. We're here to serve you. So what needs you have, we serve you. If you have a training gap, let us know and we will serve you. If we don't know, we'll go and learn it. Someone said we'll have to learn Fibonacci. So one of the leaders, let's get hold of that. Let's do Fibonacci. So also, if you want to become a leader and train and become an AFA educator, let us know and we'll induct you. Because when you become an educator, guess what? You're now teaching other people. Guess what's going to happen to your knowledge? It's going to go tenfold. So become a leader. Become a leader as well. So well done to Harry, who reached out to me and said that he wanted to be a leader. I think Oscar as well. He's becoming a leader. Become a leader. Guys, I want to leave you with these words. It's the last thing I'm going to say. Other than thank you for joining in. It's been an absolute pleasure. I love my time with you. I love doing these calls. I look forward to it. It's actually the highlight of my week, doing these calls. I love it. I'm going to send out the recording, but it's the last thing I want to say. I'm going to say it slowly. Everything changes now. Good night. Take care.